Let's see if we're on yet. To be fair, I haven't spoke about the most recent Doomsday trailer. Yeah, we're on. Nice. Hello everyone, it's Tom. Welcome back to a brand new stream. Today we are just chatting. Um, Unfortunately, I do not bring you season 6 of Marvel Rivals. I'm actually devastated to say that, I will be honest. Yeah, I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. My stick drift controller problem has been increasingly getting worse. This is actually the first time since Marvel Rivals came out where I've not played the new season on day release. It came out yesterday. Obviously, Deadpool's now in the game, and I can't play it. I can't play it. The game is unplayable for me at the moment due to my controller problem, which I'm fuming about because I don't want to jinx it. Season 6 looks like it might be the best season yet. Truthfully, I think season 6 looks incredible. Deadpool is in the game. They've done so much with it. It looks amazing. And Deadpool is the first official triple class as well. He's the first one to basically just beat a whole, a whole game in one. Um, I'm so like ready to play as Deadpool and all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, it's just a no go at the moment with the stick drift problem. So I am going to buy a new controller tomorrow, either tomorrow or Monday. It will be as soon as because I want to play the game. I want my downtime back, especially after today. I've been filming all day. It was great. It was awesome. I've been filming a test script for a new short film that's been developed by a master student, and I had a lot of fun. It was great, excellent script. I'm not going to say anything about it in case it does get greenlit and it's made into a short film. But yeah, I would love to reprise the part and come back and do the full project because it was a lot of fun. It was really fun. I massively enjoyed it. I thought it was an excellent script and a lot of fun shooting as well. Actually, no, I can't say that. I can't say that. I was going to say something I did, but I was like, I can't say that because it's in the film and it's part of the scene. So ignore that. Slap on the wrist there. Not going to tell you about anything I did. Just going to say I did it and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, other than that, it's been a week. I can't lie. It's been an interesting week. I was called back to do another production. However, my role within that production has changed. So I've gone from a cast member to a production member. I don't know what my production role will be yet, but I'm excited. I'm excited. It's my first production role. I'm hoping to choreograph the fights. That's what I want to do. I want to be a fight. I want to work in fight directing. I don't want to just be a fight director. I love acting more than anything. So you've asked me to pick one. Obviously, I'm going to choose being an actor, but fight directing is something I'm really passionate about. So it'd be awesome to finally have a go at it. But we'll see. I'm going to put my pitch forward on Monday after my exam. I'm doing an exam. I'm doing a 20 minutes teaching workshop, which I'm very excited for because I don't teach much. I'm not much of a teacher. I've done a little bit, but it'd be nice because I'm not on my own as well. I'm working with an awesome partner, colleague, partner, whatever you want to call him. I don't know. I just called him castmate because we were the play that we're doing the workshop on is the same one we worked together in, Death of a Salesman. So I still refer to him as a castmate, but he's also just my mate. He's an awesome guy. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I spoke about the new Doomsday trailer, but we might as well talk about it. It was very good seeing the Wakandans, the Talokanians. Is that what they're called? I don't know. And the Fantastic Four. Obviously, seeing Ben Grimm back. I love Ben Grimm. I love. He is my favorite member of the Fantastic Four. Um, he's my main tank in Marvel Rivals as well. But I love Ben Grimm as a character. I thought Ebon Moss Backrack did an excellent job playing Ben Grimm in the movie. It was awesome. It was absolutely brilliant. I had such a good time watching his performance. I will admit, Michael Chiklis still has a very strong place in my heart. I think his portrayal as Ben was gorgeous, and for me, he was the highlight of the 2005 2007 films. He was brilliant in those films, might I add. But Ebon Moss-Bachrach nailed the role. He was absolutely incredible as Ben Grimm, the Thing. I absolutely loved him. So to see him back with the likes of Shuri and Baku, I love M'Baku. I think he's an awesome character. Shuri had an incredible arc in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Bless her, my heart really does go out to the character because she's been through hell and back. She really has. She's lost everything. She even said it in the trailer. So my theory, which is a popular theory going around, so it's not really mine, I reckon Doom has taken Toussaint, or T'Challa Jr. I reckon he's taken him as well. I think, the theory about Doom going after the legacy of these characters is very true. They highlighted Steve with a baby, Thor with love. The X-Men, there's a popular theory that we might have taken one of Cyclops and Jean's kids, whether it's Cable or Rachel Summers. I think it could be Rachel, just because I feel like they might take the easy option and avoid the Cable thing. Although it doesn't really matter, because obviously Robert Downey Jr. played Iron Man, and now he's playing Doom. So Cable playing Thanos and Josh Brolin playing Cable and Thanos. It doesn't really make a difference. But I think they're going to do Rachel Summers just because, unless they do have Josh Brolin back as Cable. Although I feel like it'd be more likely he comes back as Thanos, or like a variant of Thanos, King Thanos maybe. I wouldn't mind seeing King Thanos. I think it'd be interesting. But to be honest, I hope it's only for that one scene from the Secret Wars comic book where Doom rips out Thanos' spine. Like, that scene needs to happen in live action. I think, yeah, that would go nuts. That would be absolutely insane. And also, pretty pushing it for a PG-13 film as well, might I add. But I've got a controversial opinion about Doomsday. I think the film should just be R-rated. For two reasons. One, an R-rated Avengers film means all cards are off the table. Deadpool can be in it freely. We can get some proper heightened stakes, with the violence and the gore. I'd love to see Stormbreaker go full R-rated and just annihilate people. Because they got away with Thanos' beheading, with the fact that Thanos had purple blood, so it's very, desaturated. So it wasn't obviously red. So they kind of got away with that in Endgame, because it didn't look like actual blood. But an R-rated Avengers film. But the biggest reason why I personally think Doomsday should be R-rated, look at the cast. You have the 2000s X-Men cast. You have some of the original Avengers back. Technically speaking, the big three, at least the actors of the big three, are back. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. This is not a film, in my opinion, aimed towards the kids of today. This is aimed towards the kids of those eras. So, or the kids of that era. The people who grew up watching people like myself. I can't lie. I don't want to, be a spokesperson for people who may mostly disagree, but I grew up with the X-Men films, with the Infinity Saga. I grew up with that. The whole cast of Doomsday, with obviously the newer editions of the MCU within the last 5 years, I think it's a legacy. It's a legacy film. Doomsday and Secret Wars will be legacy films. And the R rating is a message. It's almost like a message that we've grown up to. We've grown up with you, and we're going to tell this final story with all of these people together for the people that grew up, that are now, above the age of 18. Because, the MCU is 18 this year, ironically. Yeah, 2008 to 2026. 18 years since Iron Man came out. The X-Men films came out 26 years ago. All those people that grew up in that time, this film is like for those people. And you can't convince me that it's not. So an R rating, for me, would be like, yeah, we grow up too. And this is how the stakes are going to be. Because it's not going to be one of those films that's like, low stakes. This is the entire multiverse is at stake here. I'm expecting over half the cast to die, and I mean die permanently. My favorite scene, one of my favorite scenes from Infinity War was the snap, because it's shown how dark and just heartbreaking seeing all those characters we love die. Bucky, Falcon, Black Panther, Spider-Man, the Guardians of the Galaxy. All those people die, but they came back. See, they came back in Endgame, because the snap could be undone. The whole point of Endgame was to undo the snap, which has now subsequently led to Doomsday. But I think Doomsday should be a bloodbath of all these characters that we've loved over the year. I mean, personally, the two biggest death predictions that I've got, and I hate to say it because I feel it's going to piss a lot of people off with this first one, but I'll get it out of the way. Bucky. I think the news about Sebastian Stan playing Harvey Dent in the Batman Part 2, it's not looking good for Bucky, I can't lie. I don't think it's looking good for Bucky at all. But the next one who I personally feel like is going to die is Ant-Man, Scott Lang. I don't know. I mean, I like Ant-Man, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the character has run its course. And, I think an epic, heroic ending, or maybe a tragic one, who knows. Although it does feel sad knowing that we probably won't see like a final goodbye between Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne and Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne and Cassie as well, if Cassie's not in the film. I mean, it could be, and they just haven't been announced yet, but I doubt Evangeline Lilly will be coming back, unfortunately, given the news of her brain injury, which is heartbreaking. I was devastated to hear that, 'cause she's such a fantastic actress, and no one deserves to go through that, like, at all. So hopefully she'll be okay. I really hope she'll be okay, but in the nicest possible way. I hope she's not in Doomsday, because I feel like, or at least Doomsday or Secret Wars, just because I feel like it's more important that she takes care of her health rather than provide fan service. She's more important than the part that she plays. But yeah, I really hope. I mean, I really do hope that they don't die, but I feel like they're going to. I feel like after Ant-Man 3, I kind of wonder like where can they go from there? Yeah, I feel like the whole Ant-Man story is kind of it's been told, and unfortunately, I think that must be it for Scott Lang. But yeah, I do feel like we're going to see some mega deaths in the film. Those two are my biggest predictions. There's plenty of people that could go, unfortunately. I hope that not all of the new Avengers die, because I really love that film, and I would love to see a second New Avengers, Thunderbolts, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, excuse me. I am very tired, so do excuse me if this is a short stream tonight. But the trailer itself, I thought was really good. I think my favourite one. It's hard. I don't really have a favourite, but the one I keep rewatching the most is actually the Thor trailer, because I love the monologue, I love the visuals, I just love everything about how that trailer's been put together. It looks incredible. The color gradients, the cinematography, the trailer looks beautiful. The Steve Rogers trailer, in my opinion, is the most emotional. Like, I remember first watching it, and I felt genuinely like I could shed a tear. I love Steve Rogers, Captain America. I love Chris Evans' performance. I love what he did with the character. He made Steve Rogers one of if not the best character in the entire Infinity Saga. I think consistently he had the best. I think he had the best track record in my opinion because all the Avengers films were great. Winter Soldier and Civil War were great. You know, the first Avenger I really enjoyed as well. I really enjoyed the first Avenger. I love the whole Iron Man trilogy as well. Thor's had a little bit of a rocky run, mostly with Love and Thunder, but Thor: The Dark World wasn't great. The first Thor film is good, but I don't think it. If we're talking the first films of each of the big three, so Iron Man, Captain America: First Avenger, and Thor, I say Thor's probably the weakest of those three films, but still a good one. They're all good in my opinion. I don't think there's a particularly bad film in the Infinity Saga. At least I think all of them were bangers in one way or another. Even Thor: The Dark World has its moments that I like. I think what I didn't like with it was just the pacing. I think the pacing wasn't great. But then they picked up Thor's journey in Ragnarok, and I was like, oh my god, he is like the best character. And then we got Infinity War afterwards, which was incredible for Thor, and I really hope we get that again with Doomsday, if not better. You know, I love Thor. But then we got the X-Men trailer, and I'm like, oh my god. I think the reason why it's, you know, just below Thor for me is because, as much as I love the X-Men, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of difficult when you've had all these films with the X-Men in recently, like the Marvels, Deadpool and Wolverine, even Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and other than Deadpool and Wolverine, none of them have really felt like they were connected. Like, we had the one post-credit scene in the Marvels with Beast, and then, you know, Professor X died in Multiverse of Madness, and yeah, I just think the trailer was gorgeous. I felt really emotional watching it, but there's something about that Thor trailer. I keep going back to it. I don't know if it's the you know, and hey, Ian McKellen's monologue with well, it wasn't really a monologue. It's just a couple lines, or like, you know, his lines. Ian McKellen's delivery was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. Seeing Cyclops was incredible. And the new trailer as well with you know, Shuri, Namor, Namora, M'Baku, The Thing. All of it was brilliant. I honestly thought it was absolutely fantastic. And a lot of theories going around about, you know, what if the ocean's been drained and it's killing the people of Talokan. Like, that'll be heartbreaking. You know. And seeing the Fantastic Four interact with other heroes as well from the 616 Sacred Timeline, like, that's incredible in its own right. I think that's amazing. But yeah, I'm really hoping that more than anything now, we get a brand new day trailer. Like, I'm happy with Avengers stuff until we get to, you know, the first official trailer, but I need a Spider-Man one before then. You know, we've got a whole year for Doomsday. But I forgot what I was going to say. Completely forgot what I was going to say. Excuse me. Excuse me. We need a Spider-Man trailer. That's it. We need a Spider-Man trailer. I want to see John Bernthal back as the Punisher. I want to see that new suit in action. I want to see it without CGI as well. I really want to see it without CGI, but I don't know. I just think it's going to be awesome. And speaking of which, just to kind of, you know, swivel away from Marvel for a minute. Life is Strange is back. I'm really excited for that. I'm one of the few people that actually really like Double Exposure. I really liked it. I'm going to be honest. Like, I thought it was great. Was it on the same wavelength as the first game? No. But to be honest with you, I don't think any of them have been. I don't think any of them. They're all great. I love the Life is Strange series. I think all the games are great. I played them all. Um, but I thought Double Exposure was also really good. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was, what people were making out. But I think it was good. I think it was really, really good, and I'm very excited to see Max come back again. Hopefully with Chloe in tow, I think that'd be great. I deliberately chose no romance option between Amanda and Vin because I didn't want to set up some awkward little debacles when Chloe inevitably returns. They kind of did the perfect concept with the two universes. Like, that was pretty good the way they did that. So, as far as I'm concerned, they've got a thing ready for them. Like, it's gonna be really cool. But yeah, I'm excited to see how the game, how the story and the game play out. But yeah, uh, excuse me, I'm so tired. I've only been on live for 20 minutes and already I feel like I'm boring people to death. Um, yeah, we'll just chat for a bit and then I think I'm going to get an early night because I am goosed, man. Like, I'm absolutely drained. Not only that, but my legs also ache. Yeah, um, yeah. I can't really talk much about the film, but I was working all day. And it's rewarding, it's really rewarding. But like this tiredness is gratifying, but at the same time, it's like I probably shouldn't be streaming. But oh well, I'm not going to complain. Excuse me. But yeah. Oh, sleepy, sleepy. Um, I did see that the God of War casting was also announced. Ryan Hurst is playing Kratos. Ryan Hurst was incredible as Beta on The Walking Dead. He was fantastic in the role. I've seen him. I've seen snippets of him in Sons of Anarchy as well. I think he's going to be really good. I will say, and I've said this to everyone I've spoken to it about. I am a bit disappointed they're going straight into the Norse saga because personally, I feel like you can't do God of War without the origin story. The Olympus arc, and all of that stuff. I wouldn't have minded if they casted someone younger, just so they can age into the Norse saga. But it looks like they want to go straight with what's the most recent iteration of the character, and with the fact that you've got two games, one of which is 8 years old this year, less than 10 years. I think they want to hop in on the they want to hop in on what's most recent for the franchise, which I don't particularly, I don't disagree with that, but at the same time, you can't skip such a major arc. I'm hoping they do flashbacks for it, and I hope that Deborah Ann Woll returns as Faye. Like, it makes no sense for her not to come back. She looks just like, I mean, she did the voice acting and the motion capture. She is Faye at the end of it, like, in my opinion. And I know people might say, oh, but Christopher Judge, and whilst I get it, at the same time, given Kratos is wearing his sister's ashes and his family's ashes, and he has the massive beard, I think he can disguise it quite well. Although it does mean that Ryan Hurst is going to have to shave his head or wear a bald cap, which will be interesting to say the least. But yeah, I'm very excited to see how the series plays out. This is the one, other than the Life is Strange TV show that is on the that's been greenlit. Um, Ryan Hurst as Kratos has actually made me interested in God of War, or in the God of War TV show. Because after I finished playing God of War and God of War Ragnarok, I was like, I do not want to see this done as a TV show. Like, the games, in my opinion, were basically perfect, or almost perfect. I had a bit of problem with the Ragnarok pacing, but I still thoroughly enjoyed the game. I just wasn't the biggest fan of playing as Atreus. I will admit, I wasn't the biggest fan. Um, I don't know. It kind of took me out of it a little bit because obviously I think everyone knows God of War for the Kratos style gameplay. I feel like Kratos and the God of War franchise and the God of War universe defined the hack and slash genre. At least for me, it did. So I don't know. I feel like Atreus kind of slowed it down and took it in a different direction, which I don't think was a bad thing. I just don't think it massively resonated with
Yes.
me. Oh, okay. Yeah, bit of audio there. But yeah, I liked it. I really liked it. I really liked it. The casting and the announcement of God of War, uh, the God of War lead being Ryan Hurst. Like, I just think he's a great actor, and to be honest, I think he's one of those actors that if anyone could pull it off, he's got a good. I mean, he's got an amazing show reel behind him. Playing those kind of characters. I just wonder how they're gonna portray it. And also, I wonder who's going to play Balder as well. I think who would make a good Balder? Um, who would make a good Balder? I'm not going to do the cheap option and be like, oh yeah, the guy who played Jax Teller, because I'd be like, no, that's just stupid. Um, there was an actor I saw who I think would make a good. Who actually plays him in the game? Who's just God of War? I'll do 2018. And then just go in the cast. God of War 2018. Because the guy who played Boulder, I loved him personally. God of War 2018 cast. We'll have a look at that. Cast. Jeremy Davis. It was Jeremy Davis. Jeremy Davis. I think the guy who played Micah in Red Dead Redemption 2 would be a good Boulder. This is where I found out they're the same person. Jeremy. Hang on. I misspelled Jeremy. Jeremy Davis. Yeah, it was Jeremy Davis who played Boulder in the game. I think the guy who played Micah in Red Dead 2, Micah. Actor RDR2. Peter Blomquist? Yeah, Peter Blomquist. I feel like he'd be a good shot for Boulder if they don't bring back Jeremy Davis. Um, yeah, I'd love to see Brock and Sindri just be voiced by the same actors from the game. Oh, I forgot he was in LA Noire. That's awesome. Peter Blomquist. Who do you play in LA Noire? Oh, Dr. Harlan Fonte. Oh, he was the creepy doctor in LA Noire. That was it. Yeah, he's just good at playing a villain, particularly in Rockstar games. That was it. That's interesting. But yeah, we've now got our Kratos. We have Sophie Turner playing Lara Croft. I've never actually played a Tomb Raider game, so I can't comment on that, and I'm not going to watch the show unless I do play one. Same with the Uncharted movie. I've never played Uncharted. I'd like to. I'd like to. I feel like I'd enjoy him. But yeah, um, I'm probably going to wrap it up there. Nice little 30-minute stream. Why not? And then Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, we're gonna call it there. I think just because I'm tired, I'm in a lot of pain. Probably gonna take an ibuprofen and then just go to bed because I'm shattered. And it's only, I mean, it's 11 on a Saturday night. Yeah, I'm too tired to be doing anything that you'd normally expect a 22-year-old to be doing on a Saturday night. But yeah, that is me. I'm going to call it in for the night. Massive thank you to anyone who watches the VOD. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Hopefully next week. Hopefully next week we'll be back with Marvel Rivals Season 6. That's what we're hoping for. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. Oh God. Let this thing stop. All right. Thanks, guys.